Hello and welcome to The One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. Now tonight we are joined by four-time Olympic gold medalist and world record holder Michael Johnson is with us in the studio tonight, everybody. And Michael is going to tell us all how, with a simple online test, you can find out how competitive you are.
Yeah, but that's not all.
No.
Oh no. We're also joined by a man who hasn't got any Olympic medals and holds no world records over any distance.
No.
But on the plus side, he is quite funny. It's Ricky Gervais.
Good to see you, Ricky. Good to see you. So we're doing this little thing on competitiveness tonight. Now, obviously, you're a very successful man. Do you have that competitive drive?
Over trivial things.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like Tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks, pub quiz. I'm heckling the presenter, and I'll be pedantic. I'll try and just get one extra point. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. It's awful. I'm a typical bloke. I can't lose at Trivial Pursuits. That's forget it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll talk to Michael about that later.
Okay, yeah.
Very interesting. Little...
Running? Yeah, carry on. You can win.
Have it, Michael.
Well, brilliant. Well, Ricky's here to talk about his brand new series, or the third series of the series, The Ricky Gervais Show, where he appears as a cartoon. And it's not a bad likeness, this.
No, it's not. But watch out, Ricky. Watch out, because if the similarity gets any closer, you might accidentally stumble into Uncanny Valley. I hope not. I think it's a bit creepy.
That's creepy. It's that whole thing that you just can't relate to that character at all. You know they've got no emotion, so therefore it's a bit weird. What did you make of Emily there, Ricky?
Well, I think the technology is amazing, but I think when it's an animation, it sort of defeats the object, really. I think that there's less escapism. It seems to... I don't know, you might as well get the actor in.
Well, that's what I think, exactly.
Although I'd rather have one of them do me, so I don't have to turn up. So.
But I mean, the style of the characters in the Ricky Gervais Show, I mean, that's key, isn't it?
Well, I wanted that to be really retro and cuddly, because the things we talk about are so out there and quite challenging that I didn't want it to be trendy and spiky and challenging in any way, so I wanted it sort of, Hanna-Barbera and sweet. And I sort of designed the original sketches and sent them off to the animators, who are amazing.
So with
the original drawings, they obviously made them.
Oh, they are really lovely.
Right. And then they actually said, with mine, between Series 2 and Series 3, they said, oh, you've lost a bit of weight and you've got a beard now, do you want to change it? And I went, no, that'd be too expensive. So leave him fat and shiny, what do I care? No, but I like it to be a time capsule. I like those, even if Carl got hit on the head now and he suddenly became really smart, they're a little... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's there forever. My note on him was even rounder. I kept going, look, he's rounder than that. I said, we've got compasses. I said, no, he's rounder than that. Right. Just keep it going.
Compasses.
Yeah. But the new show is back on Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like you three friends in there having a chat. I mean, how much of it is ad-lib then? How
it's
do
all
you
ad-lib.
work it out?
It's all, people say, is it scripted? As if we'd bother scripting that rubbish.
But do you have
It
topics
works so
then?
well, though, doesn't it? I mean, are you surprised at that? Because
we went in there. I did it as an experiment. I thought it'd be funny. I just love being in a room with Carl Pilkington. He's my best mate. I'd be doing it anyway. I call him all the time. I'm going to call him after the show, and and I just thought that's fun. I think that's what normal people do. They chat, and we tried to do that, and then we put it out, uploaded it as a podcast, and it went crazy, and then this happened. But it was just an experiment. It was just fun. It was a labour of love, really. And, but it's totally ad lib. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at one of the shows. Here we are.
It's great. He observes the world, but then he makes up his own facts. Yeah. Like, he's obviously heard that they like the taste of glue, so they're nicking stamps. That quantum leap to them nicking stamps. And then they're sweating glue.
I like that, sweating glue.
His knowledge of the animal kingdom is fantastic. Yeah. It's just great. I love to get him on the big subjects, because he's amazing.
But this is actually the third series, and, historically, you don't do a third series,
no,
do you? Office and Extras was 2.
Yeah, 2 series and a special. But you've got to realise, with this, someone else is doing all the hard work. I just chatted. I'm selling this the 3rd time now. No, it's the 3rd season. I mean, it's 39 episodes, which is more... I think that's more than the Office and Extras put together. But we are doing a special of Idiot Abroad. He's off on his travels now, so... You
do put him in the extraordinary situations. Do you ever feel bad for that or not?
No, he's my gift to the world. Yeah. And, I think he's the funniest guy in the world. He's my best mate, and And for people who say I'm bullying him, write in if you want to be bullied by me, because you get your own series, you get a new house, and you become a millionaire.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal, is it?
Well, listen, one of the big parts of the animation is your laugh. It's brilliant. Okay, we've got a little game for.
Well, brilliant to some.
Well,
some people want to scratch their own ears off.
Well, let's have a little reminder of the laugh. Here we go.
Howl at the end.
Nothing makes me laugh like him. He's like that. Well, people say, is he real? Well, if he's not real, he keeps the act up 24/7.
Yeah.
He's just funny all the time.
Well, I tell you what, we were wondering, weren't we, whether you could sort of guess other people's laughs. So, guess the laugh, this game is. Now, the famous people...
Famous people, yeah. As opposed to, he works in our chip shop. Oh, sorry. That's
three.
Norman.
We've got three. OK, Ricky? Listen up, here comes the first one.
OK. Sid James.
Nailed it straight away.
That's really good.
Very good.
Yeah, very good. OK, here's our second famous laugh. Again.
I've no idea.
Think about it. He's a friend of yours.
Come on. There he is. It's Jimmy Carr.
OK, stop it.
It's a bit creepy after a while.
It's like a ghost.
Yeah.
It is. This third one's quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah, good luck with this one. Here we go.
It's a female.
Oh, I didn't get the last one. What? Female what?
Singer. Female singer.
It's a female singer.
Human.
Human.
That's her actual laugh.
Do it again. Yeah, I like it. Go on.
One more. It's Adele.
Wow. Wow.
What a
That's
game.
good.
Wow.
She's got a lovely voice, but not when she laughs. That's funny.
Anyway,
Brilliant. There we are.
the third series of the Ricky Gervais show starts next Tuesday on E4 at 11:30. Now, Ricky, anybody who follows you on Twitter will know you're a big cat lover.
Yeah.
You post pictures of you and Ollie the cat quite often.
Right across Britain. There we go. But did you know that as a cat lover in the 1960s, you could walk into Harrods and pick up yourself
I can't believe it.
a lion cub?
That's ridiculous.
It does sound absolutely mental, but anyway, here's Giles to explain all.
Ghost pimples, that has.
What a moment.
Oh, me and Giles have got tears.
It's an amazing story, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's an extraordinary story, and it is not unique. I've got another bit of footage to show you now about Queeby the gorilla. Queeby the gorilla was brought up in captivity at the Aspinall Family Zoo in Kent, hand-reared for 5 years. Then he became too big. They knew they had to release him into the wild.
Yeah.
They went to West Africa, to the Gabon, and they gave, as it were, Queeby back to nature, as they rightly should. 5 years later, Damien Aspinall thought, I wonder what's happening. So he went to Africa 5 years later. The last time Queeby had been seen, twice he'd attacked humans. And Damien went in a boat to try and find him. Came to the shore, calling out his name, looking for this wild gorilla. And watch what happened next.
And I go and see him, and he embraces me and hugs me, and there's just not many better moments than that. You know, you develop these incredibly strong emotional bonds because they're so closely related to us.
See, Damien and the gorilla had not met for 5 years, but the gorilla definitely did remember. And this is all to do with something called imprinting. Essentially, about 100 years ago, this was discovered. When baby animals are born, indeed when birds are hatched from their eggs, the first thing they see, even if it's an inanimate object, the first thing they see moving, they want to follow it. It imprints itself on them. And this actually has had some wonderful implications in terms of conservation. Condors in California were dying out. There were about 9 of them left in the early 1980s, because condors, great wild birds, they only breed when they're about 6 years of age. They breed quite slowly, only 1 egg every 2 years. So they had this idea of actually taking the egg away from the live condor, letting it hatch, and then showing the condor a puppet of a condor. Here's a photograph of a puppet of a condor apparently rearing a baby condor. This enabled the adult to give birth to another chicken and lay another egg, and they were able to, as it were, rear these baby condors with puppets of condors. And now in California, from 9, there are about 100, I think it's about 178 condors.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's that interesting argument of should you allow the imprinting to happen with the humans, which obviously it happened there with, with the lion cub and with the
problem
gorillas.
is, if in general you shouldn't keep wild animals. It's simple as that. The fact that they are so intelligent and it proves they shouldn't be imprisoned for our amusement. They're not here for our amusement. It is a privilege, and that's a nice ending, but it shouldn't have been inherited in the first place. It's people see things like this and they think, oh, how cute, I could have one, and they just shouldn't.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't keep a wild animal.
And it can't be done now, of course. There was legislation that followed that made it impossible. And it does now make a contribution to conservation. So it's a difficult one.
Yeah, that's different.
Well, thanks, Giles, for that.
Thank
Lovely.
you, Giles.
Thank you.
Now, the Boeing 787, or Dreamliner as it's known, has landed in the UK for the first time, and from next year will be transporting thousands of us on our summer holidays.
But the makers claim that it's one of the quietest and greenest airliners ever made, so we sent the sceptical Matt.
We are joined now by Olympian and world record holder Michael Johnson. Launching a brand new BBC online experiment today looking into sports psychology, aren't you?
Right, and it's, it can help anyone. So anyone who goes online and takes the test can be helped about, in terms of the pressure they feel, whether it's a job interview or speaking in front of people or sitting next to Ricky. It can help you, understand how you deal with pressure. And then all of the data that's you like that, huh?
Yeah.
All of the data that's collected will help scientists and psychologists figure out, what type of characteristics actually make people better at handling pressure and worse. But the one thing that most people don't understand is that you can improve.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stay where you are.
It's interesting, Tess. We did it this afternoon.
Yeah,
you find out in what conditions you work best in. Yours was happiness, wasn't it? And mine was excitement. And then, you give your little tips as we go. Now, Ricky was saying earlier on, and kind of jokingly, but pub quizzes and Trivial Pursuit and stuff like that. What state are you in when you're playing that? Because this is the key, isn't it, Mike?
It is.
I just want to win.
But are you angry?
Anger.
Anger.
No, it's sort of tongue-in-cheek, but it's that thing of pressure. I suppose I do go from 0 to 60. I can be having the best day in the world and something goes wrong and it's like, so it's what I told him. What?
So it's anger.
Yeah, so I suppose I try and rule stress out of my life, actually. So I avoid stress by making sure things are okay. I don't know if that counts.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to perform better when he's angry. You would need to take the test to see, but I don't, some people feel more comfortable when they're angry. Like, I felt better and I competed better when I didn't really like one of my competitors.
Right.
But you can't really rely on
that. But yours is explosive, isn't it? Yours is sort of like physical.
But I don't want to have to be running around trying to find somebody to be angry about, before I go into a race. So you can't really rely on that.
No.
And you want to make this the biggest experiment of its kind ever, don't you?
Yeah,
It's competitive,
we just launched.
That's right. That's why
I'm doing a bigger one. It starts on ITV tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, go on, Michael. So, the idea.
Yeah, let me go on. We just launched it this morning. 18,000 people have already signed on to it, and so we want to get over 1 million people. And this will, and again, it helps people understand better how they deal with pressure and how to improve themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we can see you here in outstanding form. This is you. It's 16 years ago, I think, setting the 400-metre world record.
Look at him go.
Just look at the distance there. The gap between you and second, it's just absolutely remarkable. And you're kind of beating yourself over time and set that record more and more and more. But how secure do you think it is these days, Michael?
You never know. And, somebody's going to break it one day. You never know when someone's going to come along, some kid who's tremendously talented and who takes the online experiment and finds out that he performs really well under pressure and he goes to the Olympics and he breaks my world record. And then, and look, the special thing about records is breaking them. I'm not doing anything right now to hold it. I'll never forget the moment I broke it. It was a great sense of accomplishment, and I'll always have that.
Well, it's so inspiring to talk to you. Thanks ever so much for dropping in.
If you want to get involved with the Can You Compete Under Pressure test, then all the details are on our website, or you can go direct to bbc.co.uk/compete. Thank you so much for coming in, Michael. Ricky, lovely to see you. The Ricky Gervais show starts next Tuesday, E4 at 11:30 p.m.
On tomorrow night's show, it's only the greatest living painter that I know. Do you know who it is, yes?
Ralph Harris?
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.